you have a job. It's all homeless, or not homeless, unemployed people, right? Like, theoretically, you'd be working.
I guess. I don't know.
How do you find the time out of your day to, like, get in your car, go to downtown, and then, like, break stuff?
Who goes over to Minneapolis to riot? Like, who does that? I don't understand.
Clearly, like, hundreds of thousands of people, but, like, how does that cross your mind? Like, I'm gonna go break stuff. And then to do it all under the notion of justice. That you are seeking justice for a man who was brutally murdered. Like...
Let's beat up the shopkeeper.
Let's beat up the shop. It's true.
Like, I'm just imagining the mourning family of the guy. Like, they're all mourning together, like, at the funeral or something. They're like, there's only one way to make this right.
It's the eulogy. At least we can take solace in the fact that knowing that George is in a better place and that 400 people died for him. Like, what? And people broke stuff and burned down a part. The funniest thing is, like, in South Minneapolis, they burned down an affordable housing complex. Like, you're just hurting your own neighborhood. You're hurting yourself.
I don't know who does that. Like, how old are these people too? Are they like?
They're all adults. And they're not old adults.
In like 20-something.
Yeah, they're 20s, 30s. I mean, I haven't seen a single person like, maybe a few like Karens over 40, but that's about it. In Dallas, in the Dallas riots, there's a dude who was out. He was like protecting a bar that he doesn't even own. He just likes the bar, and he charged at the rioters with a machete, which stupid, deservedly. And he started swinging this machete. He got pummeled. Like, he had to go to the ICU and stuff. Like, it is madness.
Yeah.
Charging at someone with a machete, and then, like, there's a video. There's, like, 30 people just curb stomping him. It's brutal. I don't know how he lived, because he went unconscious.
Like, actually curb stomping people?
Yeah, like, I can show you the video. It's pretty graphic, so if you don't want to watch it, like...
I don't think I need to watch it.
Okay, well, the guy was unconscious, and, like, his body was, like, mangled. Like, when you go unconscious, like, your body turns stiff? His was, like, contorted in the weirdest position. There's, like, blood all over his face. I for sure thought he died. Turns out he didn't, but...
Wait, Anton, can you send me that?
Wow.
Anton, no, I cannot send you that.
I don't know what sort of person beats up another person.
I mean, like, you have to be deranged to, like, physically hurt someone like that, right? Like, I could not bring myself to harm another human being like that.
Unless in self-defense. And even then, it'll take me a lot of I don't know, it'll take a big danger to myself or family to get me to even hurt someone.
Exactly.
On purpose. I've hurt people accidentally before.
Stepped on a guy's foot in soccer. I still think about this to this day. One of my friends, Sabi, he's not even a goalie, but he was playing goalie during a scrimmage. It was like a small field scrimmage. He broke a dude's ankle by, like, going out and getting the ball. Like, the guy was screaming and, like, writhing in pain. That's brutal. And, like, I feel like if I did that to someone else, I'd feel really bad. I'd feel really bad hurting him on accident.
I can just imagine, like, someone accidentally doing that. Like, verbally abusing the guy afterwards. Like, I feel like that's
Okay, Skyrim, just be incredibly loud. Give me one moment, I gotta turn stuff down. It's more like there's a bunch of magical... I'm doing the College of Winterhold questline, but some magical anomalies.
Oh, yeah.
Who survived?
Oh, yeah, I think in the past that has, like, entirely glitched out my sound with how many sound layers there was going on.
Look, Ancano's power. I hope your trip to Labyrinthium was worth it. She...
Well, Mirabelle died?
Have to fall back.
Jeez.
She stayed behind and made sure the rest of us were all...
I actually, like, the questline...
Got curb stomped.
The questline, like, was pretty awful in terms of the story. But the dungeons were so cool.
For College of Winterhold?
Yeah, like, Labyrinthian is awesome.
It's because they had so much more planned for the actual college.
Like,
that got cut.
Yeah, like, the dungeons were awesome, but the story sucked.
because the place was supposed to be a lot bigger. I mean, there's pretty much only like 1.5 teachers.
Yeah, Arniel Gain isn't even a teacher. He's like a little archaeologist boy, and Tolfdir.
Mm-hmm. And then there are the other masters. Like, I've never seen them do a lecture.
Well, my Dre Mora is still here.
So much energy.
The Scion Origin. I'm playing a game right now where I'm testing out the Scion Origin.
Uh-huh.
It is ridiculously overpowered. And
more overpowered or less overpowered than Ringworld?
I think on average it's more overpowered, but it's also more luck dependent.
What
like,
is the origin?
So in this game, it's where you basically you start as the Scion or a type of vassal of a fallen empire. So just that alone means that you basically no one can go to war with you.
Yeah.
So you have because no one can take out a fallen empire until like mid to late game. But it's more than that too. You're a special type of vassal. So even though you're a vassal, you can still expand, and you can do some diplomacy, and you get a special Casus Belli on all other empires called Bring to the Fold, which lets you make them your friend by making them also a vassal of the fallen empire. And also, the best part of it, if the other parts weren't good enough, the fallen empire gives you random gifts.
What?
In year 2007, I was gifted a 7K power fleet.
You mean 2207?
Yeah, 2207. I was gifted a 7K power fleet with a level 7 admiral that was a cyborg.
Did you just wipe
I used
everyone?
the one fleet to vassalize 4 other empires. The one fleet. So now in this galaxy, just half the galaxy is already on my side. We're all vassals of the same fallen empire. I could use it to beat up another empire, but I don't think it's worth it right now. And I'm pacifist, so that it's kind of been putting a strain on my governing ethics.
See what I can do now. Who's there?
So yeah, getting as a gift a 7K power fleet with a cyborg admiral level 7 right in the beginning of the game.
Yes, 7
might
years
be
in.
a little bit unbalanced.
Freaking 7 years into the game.
Something like, if someone chooses to play a Scion in one of our games, it would just mess up everything. They would be immune to war. They would, just being immune to war. And having the most powerful fleet by a factor of like 15 is considerable.
Do you remember what I'm supposed to do for this part? I'm in the Cauldron Winterhold. I'm fighting Ancano. And like he's like draining his power from the staff or from the Eye of Magnus. Like Tolfdir got yeeted, but
you gotta use the staff on the eye to let you do damage to the guy.
Yeah, I'm using the staff in the eye, but like it's not doing anything.
You might. Did you kill all of the things the guy spawned? No.
I'm almost like I'm on the verge of killing my follower.
I recommend not killing your follower.
Yeah, I accidentally hit him. Wild.
Yeah, they are. They can be really tanky.
They just fly away faster than I can hit them, essentially. So I'm just like holding the staff on the eye, essentially, right now.
Yeah, that's not necessary.
That's not necessary?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I yeeted him like really quickly once I figured out what I was doing.
Hey, I just got.
Hey, my follower's alive. Let's go. Let's quick save on behalf.
Excuse me. I have no idea what to do.
It's reassuring.
We knew you would. Your victory here justifies our belief in you. You have proven yourself more than worthy to guide us. A great many things obscured to you are quite clear to us. We have. The eye has grown unstable. It must be secure. We shall say. You now have the opportunity. You have our gratitude, Archmage. It is time for us to go.
Ooh, cool. Sigic order. Coming in like a boss.
You've done it. The college is safe again,
Ooh,
thanks to
big
your
achievement.
work. I knew you had it in you. I did. Here, consider these yours.
And just like
And
that,
the Archmage's quarters of
just
rest.
like that,
I shall. Good to
Archmage,
see
baby.
Skyrim. I can't find my alembic. If you happen to see it, would you? My alembic. I need it.
who knew it was just that easy? I see.
Some reason. Take care now.
Alright. I need to do all like Arniel Gain's stupid little quests now. Do you have a favorite questline in Skyrim?
Probably.
Nasty business with that. Mine? Now, let's see what there is to see.
Care to share what it is?
There
No.
are few places where one can pursue my
Okay.
type of work without fear of persecution. That incident in Morthal was just a misunderstanding, no matter what the guards claim. The people of Skyrim have... I have the knowledge I need. You have done well. Now if you'll excuse me.
Oh, I got the spell tome for Flame Thrall.
That's a cool one. Costs a crazy amount of magic, though.
I already had Flame Thrall learned.
We have survived difficult times and are better. Yes, they have. I can feel. Thank you. I appreciate your assistance.
We all have you to thank for saving the college. Your position is well deserved.
Well, now what? Okay, College of Winterhold. Arniel's Endeavor. I do need to do that. Arniel's Endeavor.
Until next time.
Oh.
Where can I find Arniel Gain? I'm guessing the... I don't know. Oh, where am I guess? Arcanium.
Huh?
Restoration is a perfectly valid school of magic, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise.
Oh. I'm pretty close to the Marauders.
To winning the game?
No, to the Marauders.
Do you think? Do you still have any of your fleet?
I only lost one ship of the fleet.
Vassalize 4 people and only lose 1 ship in the process.
I mean, the fleet was only 4 ships, but
Oh.
still. I mean, the ships just had the tech of a fallen empire.
Right.
I still need some help, if you can spare the time.
Unfortunately, they didn't. The fallen empire didn't give me the tech,
Yeah.
but they practically did.
These sands are cold, but
It's crazy how much tech can do when 4 ships are able to vassalize 4 empires.
Good to see Skyrim. I can't find... If you happen to see it, would you... My alembic. I needed... some research and can't seem to find it.
So I've been thinking about making a game that is kind of like sort of like a Civ-styled game.
I still need some...
I don't think that's the most efficient type of game for an indie developer to work on, though.
It's also like difficult to make that sort of game just because all the balance stuff you need to do.
Yeah. There's also a lot of competition.
Yeah.
Unless there's some way for me to make it unique. And I have been thinking about ways to make it unique. So, and I already have like a sort of start to this.
Not hex tiles. Not square tiles. Pentagon tiles. Unique.
No, they're hex tiles.
Or hear me out. Circular tiles.
What I already have made is using hex tiles. Circular tiles.
Yeah, no one's ever done that.
No, they won't really fit nicely together, you know? I mean, really the best way to fit circle tiles together would be similar to a hex way. Right? They would just look different, but they'd be in the same pattern as a hex grid.
Honestly, I don't know.
Like, isn't the same way you fit together the maximum number of hex tiles the same as way to fit together the maximum number of circle tiles?
I think so, but you just have gaps.
Yeah. Okay, well, back to, you derailed me there. All right, the plan has, to make it unique, is that it's on Earth. It's sort of has, the main focus of it will be on cities and like sort of like the units will be composed of small, like tiny units, and then also basically each empire is going to be able to have one giant unit. and
I
that's
still
going to be a
need
big
some help.
focus of the game.
If you can spare
And then
the
for the
time.
terrain, to make that unique,
Ah, yes,
there's not
there
just
it
going
is.
to be
Thank you.
like
I
in
better
Civ.
get
There's
going.
just the one layer. There's just the
Right.
the
Like
surface
it or
level.
not,
With
you
this
are a
game,
shining example
I'm going to
of
implement
generation.
3 layers, where there's 3 possible layers. So
Take care.
there's the surface layer, an underground layer, and a layer in the sky. And another big focus of it will be to change the height of each hex tile so it can join these other layers.
Mm-hmm.
It may not. I wonder if perhaps
So
you could
it could
assist.
make for some really cool combat. Like if you make your defensive structures up on the sky layer, they can have huge range or be able to do like extra damage or something to things beneath them if they're the right type of structure to utilize that height advantage. And I think that could be super useful because no other game like this is using height.
Right. What if you just build, and hear me out, Stellaris, but each planet is Civ?
Yeah, I hear you. I definitely hear you. But that also brings me pain from how much work that would be.
What?
You think I'd be able to
At
design
least-
both of these
just-
games and
just
put them
break
together?
one of them should be enough for me
Or
to get a
maybe not
better
design, but
understanding of how they were crafted.
emulate?
That's all I need, all right?
Yeah, your game just runs a game of Civ, and then performs a small little middle layer to convert it to a game of Stellaris.
Or no, I released Civ, but I run it through a shader that like pixelates it. It's pixel art Civ, but it's really just
Pixel art Civ.
a hacked copy.
There is no pixel art Civ, which I feel like that could be cool.
Yeah, and no, and
It's like
what the
the
design I'd make is pixel art.
Yeah, like the Rivals of Ether version of Civ.
Super Smash.
Yeah. Yeah, like what Rivals of Ether was to Smash, this is to Civ.
Mm-hmm. Its work in progress name is Hex Nations.
Hex Nations.
Could it be more generic? You tell me.
Hex God. Get it? 'Cause instead of Sex God.
I get it now. I would have.
There's a Counter-Strike player who's just greasy, but his name's Doja, and his nickname is X God for Sex God. As a joke, because one time the team they played for posted like a joke video of him just raking in ladies. It's funny because it's like not the type of guy for that.
That does sound funny. Ooh wee mama. How funny.
Zooey Mama.
You betcha. Oh, I was going to start building a defensive station. I forgot. No one's going to go to war with me. Because if they go to war with me now, it angers the Fallen Empire and all the vassals.
Oh, yeah.
All 5 vassals. They'd be at war with 6 people if they go to war with me.
And what
So
if
I don't think
those
that's going to
6
happen.
is a Fallen Empire?
Yeah.
What if they also did a Scion start? You got beef over who is the true Fallen Empire daddy?
That would be interesting.
What's the sigil stone used for? I'm gonna look this up.
That's for the Ashnok Forge.
Is it?
Did you get your conjuration up to 100?
90, but yeah. It wouldn't get me anything good. Just get me
Daedric armor.
Daedric armor, yeah. I already have Unreal armor. In that case, I'll leave the sigil stone in this chest.
I prospected my home territory and discovered an entire new tropical island. Just on my home planet. Like, how did I miss a tropical island?
Do not know.
That tropical island gives me 3 more agricultural districts. I was hoping for energy ones. I don't always get what I want now, do I? Huh.
Can't always get what you want.
I've been trying to rush Ecumenopoli, but it just requires so much unity. So it requires so much unity, and I even went for a inward perfection build. If I just had more unity, I'd have been able to get a Ecumenopolis by 2250, which is crazy early.
Delivering 10 Dwemer cogs to Arniel Gain.
Fun.
One person building an entire solar empire. The other delivering some cogs.
It's so crazy. They're both good games, but they have such different scope. Like an entire game of Skyrim could be happening on any of these worlds.
Right. Oh, I've got an idea. It's like Civ. Or it's like Star Wars.
No, it's Civ. But every time there's a civil war, you're thrown into a game of Skyrim.
I'm afraid I can't offer you much. Well, thank you again. As a matter of fact, I had retained, but now he's refused.
It's like Stellaris, but on every planet there's Civ, but it's not just Civ. It's Civ, but every time there's a civil war, you're thrown into Skyrim. But it's not just Skyrim. Every time.
No, it's Civ, but instead of like creating buildings, each time you want to do that, it's Minecraft.
But it's not just Minecraft.
Yeah, it's not just Minecraft.
Every time you mine a block, you're thrown into
I'm assuming you're here for more
the super epic mining Roblox.
Oh my god.
I told.
It's beautiful.
Now, if you're here on his behalf, I'm afraid I have it's nothing dangerous. The problem is that it'll. So you bring that staff back here, and I'll consider it paid for the item Arniel was after. Give my regards.
I wonder how like far you could extend that, like with a reasonable implementation of different video games.
Reasonable. Depends on that definition, I think.
Reasonable as in like it fits theoretically. Like you can't say like Minecraft, but then every time you destroy a block, it teleports you into a game of Fallout. You know, like that doesn't make sense.
What if it teleports you into a smaller game of Minecraft inside that one block?
Oh my lord. Will that just be infinite recursion?
Exactly. Beautiful.
Well...
It would be almost exactly like the one other game I was working on.
Every time you get in a fight in Minecraft, it just sends you into a game of Wii boxing.
If only. I mean, that practically would be the case, or is the case with VR Minecraft.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I can't wait until every VR game uses something like Swords and Sorceries combat.
I love
even Swords and Sorcery. Even that game is like you can just win combat by just wiggling around your wrist. You just stick out your arm and wiggle around your wrist, and that tears anything apart. Like once VR combat really gets figured out, that'll be the coolest thing. Just the biggest problem with it is that in real life there's no resistance, and resistance is such a big part of doing things, you know.
Right. Yeah, your sword doesn't weigh 0 pounds.
Like, how do you make it so that for the player it feels like they're using a lightsaber that instantly goes through things, but in game that's not the case.
Right. You tell the player to tie a rubber band to their arm.
Yeah, I'll leave you to figure that one out. I don't know.
What wouldn't work about that? You're being
A
ridiculous.
rubber band?
Being ridiculous.
Maybe a little bit.
Obviously, it would work.
Wow. Would you look at that? There's a cave here.
I love that I've been to the throat of the world before I've unlocked that area. If that breaks my game, I'm gonna be so upset. I'd probably just use console commands at that point. I would probably, I mean, definitely. Could you imagine playing this game on console and something like that happens? Oh, console.
Well,
Makes me
all
shudder.
right. You can't imagine what he expects to do with that. It's warped beyond any ability to capture a soul.
Oh.
Oh, I found the archaeological site where they find they're researching weeping angel statues.
Oh.
Perhaps we can go.
That was not the reaction I expected. You know the type of statues I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
talking
weeping
about,
angels, the creepy ones that only move when you don't look at them.
Right? Yeah. So
Perhaps we can go
that's what my
another few
scientists have
decades
found.
without a disaster.
Terrifying.
Like, really, they can fit anything and everything, like even Skyrim, into the lore of Stellaris.
Right.
They can just use some tech magic. Like, that's how they have psionics in this
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
Vastly
It's just all
underestimated the heat
tech.
transfer necessary and have destroyed
That's just
my only working
interdimensional
model.
junk
I'm at a loss.
teching its way into our universe.
The Dwemer, they were master. Their greatest achievement, however, has also been their instant, unexplained.
They claim the statues move about when no one is watching, yet there is nothing to suggest their jointless limbs are even capable of motion.
After years and
Just
years of
stick
work,
a camera.
closing in on a way to investigate what happens.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Only now,
But we haven't researched cameras yet.
Interstellar travel, check.
No,
Nah.
you rush interstellar travel. That just means you don't focus on other things like cameras. You don't spend the time. I have a rush build, all right?
I was attempting to substitute a rather... Well, yes, I mean, the soul gem by itself isn't enough, you see. I've attempted to build my own, based on design. It worked, but not fully. And the... Though, perhaps there's another option. Well, yes, the designs for my... I'd go looking my... Perhaps you could seek... It's very particular and very important. Wonderful. Now, this spell is not for defending yourself, but it's just place the soul gem. I suspect it may be due to the nature of the soul gem versus... But, it's effective. 3 times, and the crystal should be ready. Next step. Isn't this exciting? I'm working on some very important research, I assure you. The exact nature of my research is a secret, I'm afraid, but it really is quite valuable.
Come on. Did the Sentinels just... Or they call them Sentinels. I think the Weeping Angel just killed my science officer.
Rip. How would they even kill someone? Just knock them over?
Okay, the way it happened, my scientist decided to go off alone to study them one night.
And they just found them dead?
And he's missing.
How would they kill someone? I feel
Or
understand.
no, wait a second. What is he still? Oh yeah, and he's just missing. So now I have to get another one. Not a fan. And I think when not looking, they would just like kill him. I don't think it'd be tough for.
But with what? What would they kill him with?
They're probably pretty powerful.
But like,
probably pretty strong.
Theoretically, they just like slide, right?
Oh no, they have full movement.
Oh. I was gonna say, do they like tip them over like a chess piece?
Oh no, they can move their arms around and stuff.
You sit on a throne of ice.
Just people don't see him. Except, like in Doctor Who, they change around their pose a little bit, I think.
Did you ever
or
watch
at least
Doctor
I've
Who?
seen. No. And I haven't seen any of the scenes with them in Doctor Who, but I've seen scenes of things that are referencing to it, you know?
Right. Weeping angels. So scary, dude.
It's so weird how they're just everywhere. Like Terraria has them.
Right.
Stellaris has
It just started from a creepypasta, right?
I don't know anything about it being in a creepypasta.
That's
I think the start is just from Doctor Who.
Nah, there's no way. Weeping.
But everybody likes that idea.
I like watched the first part of the first season of Doctor Who and thought it was awful. And never
Yeah,
watched it
from
again.
what I've seen of it, it doesn't look very good.
But it's got a cult.
And it does.
Maybe that should be our next watch party project. Is Doctor Who?
This what you want?
As a group.
I don't think so.
You wouldn't want to.
No, I don't think Doctor Who's good enough for that.
It's got a cult following.
Yeah, but I've even heard how fans talk about how terrible certain seasons are.
Didn't like Morgan like Doctor Who? Someone in our friend group.
Probably. That sounds like a Morgan thing to like. I mean, it's not bad that he might like it. I just feel like that's something he would like.
Yeah, but I agree.
Maybe he just seems like the most British person out of our
British,
even though he's not British. He just feels like the. Maybe it's because he's blonde. Is that it?
But there's not.
Do I just think of blonde people as more? I know, but is that just what I think? Do I visualize blonde people as being more British?
I just think the stuff he likes fits with Doctor Who. I don't know. Because he likes the kind of like sci-fi stuff, right? What's that show he likes a lot? I know he likes Disney, but that's everyone likes Disney. There's a show he likes a lot, and I forget which one. Oh yeah, I watched the Rick and Morty episode yesterday.
Goodness, yes.
It was pretty good, actually. I didn't think it was mediocre at all.
You've done excellent work here. Truly excellent. I'll begin
What was it about?
It was him boning the planet, and then Zeus shows up.
Oh, it was that one. Yeah. I just thought the pacing was off, and it got kind of boring just because there was so much going on. I don't know.
There was a lot going on, that's true.
Perhaps we can go another few decades without a disaster. That would be nice. Perhaps. Greeting. Archmage.
Oh. Oh, what?
I'm gonna wait a few days for Arniel Game to talk to me. I hope tonight's Rick and Morty is good.
Oh, there's no one tonight.
It's the last one of the season.
No.
Oh, really?
Enther is once again holding out on me. He
better be good.
Close, so close. You must force
I feel like it just came back.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've already agreed to pay him.
But it's just a half season.
Just do whatever it takes to get him to stop lording this over me.
I just wish they'd release the whole season at once, or at least do like 10 weeks in a row. Like no pause in the middle of the season.
Oh, I've already told him I don't have it. Nothing. You're not. I set up the whole deal. A courier. Okay? The deal was all. I don't know. It was a simple task. Last time, if you're getting. Why is this suddenly so important? I don't know. He made most of the arrangements himself. If I'd known it was so important to him, I'd have charged him more.
Do you think you might have a moment to look at something for me?
If this is another dwarven trinket,
Perhaps we can go another. What? I don't understand. He has some simple. It can't be lost. Without it, you must find it. It cannot. It's very valuable. Have you lost? Think, please. Just. Do you really believe? Please. You must set this.
Did I
right.
talk to you about how they've changed up
I still need some help.
how
If you can spare the time.
tall versus wide works in Stellaris?
You just said tall and wide. It's more about like literal distance. Like literal distance from capital more so than how many places you have.
Okay. Well, the main thing, I think that was just some minor thing I mentioned before when we were playing, but I've been looking more into it with the recent changes, and basically, they've completely removed all the question between tall versus wide. There's basically no reason. If you have a choice to expand or not, there's no reason ever not to expand, practically. The only reason would be like if you want to stick to a more defensible location.
Mm-hmm.
There's no more question of like a tall empire will always be outclassed by a wide empire.
Okay.
Because it used to be like an actual question of whether you want to play tall or wide, because there used to be a different system in place of the Empire Sprawl where you couldn't increase its equivalent of administrative capacity. You couldn't increase that, but it also didn't increase so much with population and districts. So it meant that you could. So you were expected to just rack up. If you play wide, you'd be racking up huge negatives to your technology, but you'd have the space to build more tech buildings. But if you just stuck to one area and played tall, you wouldn't have those negatives, and you'd be able to use all of your areas for tech buildings. So you wouldn't have as many tech buildings, but you wouldn't have the negatives. So with technology, at least, it would even out if you play tall versus wide. Now, those wide empires can get rid of those negatives by just building admin buildings, which I don't like that there's no longer a question between the two playstyles.
Yeah.
There's basically just expand as much as you want. It makes the game. It just eliminates different types of playstyles from being good.
Thank you.
Yeah, I agree. I would rather there be a trade. Instead, if there's a legitimate trade-off. Hi, Andre Silva. How are you?
With money spent, upkeep costs. But with this, any new places you get so easily make up for any upkeep unless it's bad habitability. There's no bonus cost for distance from palace.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing well, thanks, Andre.
Oh, come on. The new researcher I got also got killed. Oh, wait, no.
The Weeping Angels again?
Okay, the Weeping Angels then killed the new guy. They just are messing up the new guy's stuff. This is the worst thing ever.
I would say, honestly, probably not. I would not recommend buying it on the Xbox 360. Playing on PC, and I think it's such a better experience. Just, I think it's stuck. You can use console commands and stuff. Mods make it graphically better, and even though the special edition, you know, it's upgraded a bit, I would not spend the money to buy it on 360. If you can wait a few years, then you can get the new consoles coming out. The new gen consoles are coming out pretty soon. I don't know if you'd be willing to wait for that. Do you have anything else you could play this game on 360? like get them.
They just fly around.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, set down, bro. Right here. Big open space. Sit down. Yeah, you're dead, dude. Alright. Honestly, I'd say wait for the new
I need more unity. I can
consoles.
launch a fear campaign. That sounds.
I would say, yeah, either wait for the new gen consoles.
I love
if you're
me
a
some
console
fear
or a PC
campaigns.
gamer, so I would recommend buying PC if you really want to start playing video games heavily. You can just customize it more easy to play, more games, bigger availability, modification, a whole bunch of stuff. But you know, obviously your choice based on preferences. I personally, just because I've always played on PC, don't enjoy playing, you know, with a controller and stuff. Though some games, like racing games, I'll plug a controller into my PC. That's the nice thing about PC. If you want to use a controller, you can. If you want to use mouse and keyboard, you can. You're so unified, you're running a fear campaign.
Yeah. It's fear of other people, not us. On one of my places, on my Gaia world, I have 100% happiness.
Wow.
What if we had 100% happiness in real life?
Happiness rate goes to 100. Have you seen those memes?
No. That sounds funny though.
I'll look it up right now, actually.
I love that. Mona's capital had a crime rate of 100%.
That is pretty brilliant, to be honest with you. Oh my god, now Norton's popping up and my PC's frozen. That's great. How? Alright, perfect. So I would say, I don't know, it depends. If you, I can't really dictate your finances. Like, if your PC, like, I would say the optimal amount of money to spend on a PC, like where you get the most value for your money, maybe like around $1,000. So if you have $1,000 you can spend, or like your parents can buy you something, or you split it, or something like that, I would say get a PC over a controller, or excuse me, over a console, just because there's so much more customizability. You can get way more games. Like every game that ever comes out, practically, you can get on PC. There's like a few PlayStation, Xbox exclusives you can't get, but like, yeah, like if you love the Fall games, if you love the Skyrim games, the way to play those specific games, I highly would say is the best way is on the PC. I would definitely not recommend getting them on console if you can avoid it. However, like let's say you only have $500 to spend, not 1,000. At that point, I just get the new gen, like the PS5 or whatever, you know, whatever comes out next generation, and get that. Okay, I set the memes. Like that's just one meme. This is my favorite. Okay, enjoy that one. That's my favorite meme of this variety.
What? Like this is like the ultimate type of humor, you know?
The ultimate what type of humor?
The ultimate type of humor.
Oh.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. For me, I find that pretty funny. Oh, that's nice, Andre. Yeah. Also, what's worth doing? Yeah, I agree. Saving up's the way to go. I'm a finance guy myself, so I invest a lot of my money. Once I get it, like,
So
you won't learn
I
it
have a
from
comp
school,
sci
but
lecture at
you
9:30
gotta be
a.m.
really
tomorrow.
careful with what you spend your money on. Enjoy. Because
I'll be asleep for it.
like, if
They
you,
said that they would post
Hold on.
10-minute review videos for people who miss it. I don't know how 10-minute review videos are gonna
yeah,
be
probably not gonna
good.
be too helpful. I would say, Andre, anytime you get any like large amount of money, definitely like try to save up and don't
'Cause
sit on it. As you get older,
there
you
was,
get better at
like,
you know.
15 people who said that they would never be able to make these times. But oh
Thanks,
well.
Andre, I appreciate it. Cause like it's a joke, it's a meme. Don't take it literally, but it's like, would you rather have $50 now or a house on a lake later, right?
Don't like the looks of this.
The way that compound interest work, like if you just continue to get 2% interest year over year, just keep multiplying essentially whatever amount of money you have in the bank by 1.02. So you're like, you're gaining money over time rather than spending on something now. I'm not gonna have too in depth. I'm just saying in general you want to save your money. It's just being financially responsible. It can get a lot of people in trouble if they're not, responsible with their money. But yeah, you will learn that in school too. And I do appreciate it, Andre.
Oh my. The Sentinels. Methane gas explosion. A methane gas explosion has injured Science Officer Shabal and several of the crew.
Shabal? His name is Shabal. His name's not Uvugumugu like my fungus race that I played as. It was actually just like not English, their names.
It's not really trying to be English.
I know, but like it was so difficult to read.
Yeah, I try to pick name groups that aren't difficult. But seriously, who names their kids Shabal?
Shabal. So.
And there's 2 B's, alright?
I don't have a stream,
like,
my job's not being a streamer. I have actual work. So I just kind of stream whenever I play video games, to be honest with you. So it's not really set. I'd say weekends at night, or I'm almost done.
Before the fire could be contained, it ignited some residual methane gas and tore down a wall, revealing a secret system of chambers and tunnels. Archaeologists believe that they may have belonged to a person of means, and note as they were filled to the brim with precious minerals and artifacts. Unfortunate, Shabal now has the maimed trait. 1,000 minerals, 100 crystals, 30 minor artifacts. Alright, Shabal, I don't care. That was a good sacrifice.
Wait, is that the same? I had a different maimed. I had like a big gas explosion. And I also got minerals and maimed.
Yeah, I guess you can just become maimed through many.
That was part of a
means.
quest line. That was part of my.
What was that?
What's that quest line with? It's like your prerequisites. You know what I'm talking
precursor?
about? Yeah, precursors. Whatever I had a precursor, it was like that quest line.
Yeah. I only know of one where you'll always get maimed. Like, what just happened there for me was random.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I just know for my precursor quest line in our game, one of my boys got maimed. Look how they massacred my boy. Also a pretty good meme.